We're all here to add value, to serve and help each other in some way. So tell me, how do you serve? How do you add value?
Wolftelligence!
Welcome back to the podcast. My name is R.E. On this episode, I discuss how do you serve, how do you add value? And this is going to be a very introspective episode. I'm going to invite you to think about how you serve, and I'm going to go introspective and share about how I serve. And one thing I would say is that how you serve progresses. How you serve evolves as you grow and evolve and have more capabilities, have more talents, have more value to share with the world. How you serve when you're a 9-year-old is a lot different than how you serve when you're an 18-year-old. How you serve when you're an 18-year-old is a lot different than when you're a 45-year-old and you have a family, or when you're a 70-year-old and you have grandchildren. So think about that. It's all very perspective from where you are in your life. And as you have more to offer, as you have more value to provide the world, you're going to share more. So the way that I used to serve, the way that I used to want to serve through my business was to share my sports betting picks. I did that through Sports Wolves, sportswolves.com. Great throwback. It's not Throwback Thursday, but Wednesday. And that's what I did for a while, but I really felt empty inside. I didn't feel like this is the way that I really was meant to serve, that I wanted to serve. I feel like I had more value, more substantive, another big word to start the day, more substantive value to add to the world. And I feel more fulfilled doing this, helping teach people about emotional intelligence, self-love, and mental health, because I realize that these are things that aren't being taught in school, that 100,000,000% should be taught in school and will be taught in school in the future. If I'm the person who has to do it, so be it. I would love to do it because I already am doing it, but there are infinite ways in which you can add value. There are always needs that need to be fulfilled. There are always problems in society that need to be solved. So if you don't know how you serve right now, think about problems that you see in your own life. Think about problems that you see in the world around you, needs that need to be solved. And these can be anything. And also think about unique talents that you have that can help fulfill these needs. And again, there are infinite ways in which you can serve. Don't limit yourself. Just because something hasn't been done before doesn't mean it isn't a way that you can serve. I don't think anybody has done anything remotely similar to what I'm doing right now. And I love it because I'm paving my own path, serving in a unique way that really only I can. Maybe other people can as well, but I'll see you doing it. If you do, definitely hit me up, join this podcast, or come on as a guest sometime. I'd love to interview you. But don't limit yourself. The possibilities are endless. I know that as I grow, as I learn more, as I'm able to provide more value to people, the way that I serve in this kind of industry, teaching people emotional intelligence, mental health, self-love, will definitely evolve and serve more people. That's just it. I've seen that throughout this year. My goal at the beginning of the year was to share my poetry with 100,000 people. And I didn't know how that was possible, but that was what I wanted to do. Then I found out about all these social media platforms, got back on, and it's only like the beginning of end of March right now. End of March. It's only the end of March right now, and I've already surpassed that goal and aiming for maybe 1 million or 10 million because I got to have ambitious goals. I want to serve more because I feel like I have the value to share with people, and that's really fitting a need that people need. And the way that I add value right now, the way I serve, is through my content, through sharing my experiences, through sharing what has worked for me on my mental health journey, from going from depression to finding self-love when I never used to have self-love. And I just know that this is a message that's going to resonate with a ton of people because a ton of people feel exactly how I felt. And I really want to focus on kind of middle school age students because I think that that's where my mental health issues really started. And this stuff should be 100% taught in elementary school, in college, in high school. But I think most importantly at this moment in society with the rise of social media and people in middle school being on all these platforms, I think middle school is the perfect place to start. And I really just want to share, spread love and light. I know that sounds very abstract, but that isn't even something that needs to be done with words. That's just the way that you naturally are, the way that you naturally smile and shine and treat other people. And it might sound very cliche, but people can really feel that. Again, everything is energy. Said that on another podcast, but how you serve doesn't have to be big in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't have to be writing and publishing a book or winning a Grammy or things like that. it can be such a small thing, such as just like helping your neighbor, helping a family member or a friend in need. It's really just about how you can help others. It can literally be in any single way. There is no thing that are off limits as long as you're serving, adding value, trying to help somebody, spread love, just like feel better. All you really have to do to serve is just help somebody else. Find a way that you can add value to their life. Find a problem or a need that they need to be solved and help them solve it. So, I hope this helped a little hearing my story. Maybe you've gotten a little time during this episode to think about how do you serve, how do you add value. And again, if you don't know yet, there's no pressure. I mean, there's no rush. I know that I always am in such a big hurry, but I realize that the more I kind of just relax and work on building value within myself, building self-love, inner peace within myself, the more I'm able to just share that with other people and teach more eloquently. Another big word. Wow. Awesome. Great. That's a great podcast. Really love this one. I'm definitely going to do another one like this because I could talk for hours about this one subject. But again, tell me, how do you serve? How do you add value? If you have no idea, I'd recommend just taking out a notebook, the classic pen and paper. Just start writing. Write, what am I good at? What do I love to do? What are some problems in the world that I see? What are some needs that need to be solved that maybe I could solve because I don't see other people solving them? And if you're like me and you want to help other people learn about emotional intelligence, mental health, self-love, let me know in the comments or send me an email or message me on one of these social media platforms. I'd love to connect and just share about how we can work together to help spread this message, because I know me alone, I can spread it to a certain amount of people, but I know that the more people that are working together towards doing this, the bigger change, the bigger impact that we're going to make, and the more immediately this impact is going to be made. So I hope you really enjoyed this episode. This has been my favorite episode to make so far. And have a great day. Peace and serve.